While everyone's been consumed with the Game Awards this week, there was also the Kinda Funny Game Showcase, and that brought with it a ton of news, including some big information on a highly anticipated PlayStation 4 exclusive. We got a release window on it, we got a new name for that PS4 exclusive, and the fact that it'll have English dub, which is very, very exciting. Want to talk all about Judge Eyes, or as it's now known as Judgment. Also, we are finally inching closer and closer to the release of Kingdom Hearts 3, and the official Kingdom Hearts YouTube channel has put out the opening movie trailer for the game. That looks great, and I think we're finally in the clear of the fact that Kingdom Hearts 3 is not going to be delayed. I believe the game has already gone gold. It's a finished product. They're just working on updates and various things like that as they are getting closer to the January 29th release. Also, we were all concerned about The Walking Dead, the final season. We know that it's going to be wrapped up, but it was kind of unclear as when the season was going to be continuing. Well, now we have a release date for episode 3 of The Walking Dead, the final season. Also, Housemarque has been one of the most prominent developers on PlayStation. They've worked mostly on some fantastic downloadable games like Super Stardust HD, Resogun, but of course they're working on something a little bit different, and that game has gotten a new action-packed trailer, and it has announced a beta sign-up for the game. We'll talk more on that, and I've got a great deal on Marvel's Spider-Man for you guys, and since it's coming from Best Buy, if you have a Gamers Club Unlocked subscription, you will get it a little bit cheaper, and without a doubt the best deal I've seen on Spider-Man thus far if you do have your GCU subscription intact. More on that at the end of this video. First, let's talk about Judge Eyes, or as it's now known in the West, it's called Judgment, and this is the latest game from the guys that brought you Yakuza. It's being published by Sega, and I had an inclination that this game was going to be coming to the West rather quickly. Sega has been very focused on popularizing the Yakuza franchise over here in the West, and we've seen a ton of Yakuza releases, including Yakuza 0, Kiwami, Yakuza 6, and Yakuza Kiwami 2, and all 4 of those game releases have happened within less than 2 years, so I was sure that Judge Eyes at some point was going to be coming to the West, but now we know that it's going to be coming relatively soon, as it is set to be released in the West summer of 2019, and possibly even more exciting than that, you might know that the Yakuza games are usually subtitled, which is fine. They're still very enjoyable games from a gameplay and story standpoint. However, with Judge Eyes, they are going to have full English dub for the game as well, and that is super exciting. Again, I'm not too bothered by the fact that Yakuza was sub only, but at the same time, if you do want to popularize Judge Eyes or Judgment now even more to the Western audience, you do need English dub, as just having a sub only option is really going to limit the possibility of the game and the potential of its popularity. But that shackle has really been removed, and Judgment is shaping up fantastically. We've already seen a ton of gameplay of the game from the demo, and given how good Yakuza was, and this is just building upon that game's mechanics, although it does have some different elements focusing a little bit more on mystery, but it looks fantastic from a technical standpoint, from a gameplay standpoint. I know I've been really beating the drum of you guys needing to play the Yakuza games, but I feel like with Judgment, with the fact that it does have an English dub, this is going to be an easy sell to a lot of people. I mean, you just look at the game in action, it's hard not to be captivated by Judgment, and again, you'll be able to play it summer of 2019. We'll keep you guys updated as we hear more about the game and if we get an official release date.
The more interesting things get. Over 3 months, 3 Kansai Yakuza have turned up dead. That's not the only thing, though. All 3 of them were missing their eyes.
We find the defendant, Kyohei Hamura, innocent.
Hamura definitely didn't kill Kume, but he had to have been involved. The real killer is still...
A game that for a long time I didn't think would get an official release date, well, that's Kingdom Hearts 3. We know that we're gonna get our hands on it January 29th, and the official Kingdom Hearts YouTube channel has uploaded the Kingdom Hearts 3 opening movie trailer. It looks pretty fantastic, and it really gets you into the Kingdom Hearts mood with the various musics. The characters showcased a lot of nostalgic elements for those of you guys that have been following Kingdom Hearts for a very long time and you played all those other games. A ton of callbacks. All I know is I'm just excited that Kingdom Hearts 3 is not gonna be delayed any longer. This is a game that was announced all the way back at E3 of 2013. Took a long time to get this game out, and to be frank, we've been wanting the game since 2005 with the release of Kingdom Hearts 2. January 29th, we'll finally get our hands on Kingdom Hearts 3. However, for now, you can check out the opening movie trailer. We'll leave a link for that in the description box down below. If you're excited for KH3, I would highly recommend you to give that a look. Moving on from that, there was a lot of uncertainty surrounding The Walking Dead, the final season. For a little bit, with Telltale Games' closure, we thought The Walking Dead wouldn't be getting a legitimate conclusion, but then the final season was picked picked up by Skybound Games, and thank God they are going to be making the final season come to fruition, and they're going to finish it up. Do remember that episode 1 and episode 2 were already released. It was just uncertain of when episode 3 and episode 4 were going to come. However, at the Kinda Funny Game Showcase, we were informed that Walking Dead the final season episode 3 is going to be arriving January 15, 2019. So another game added to the packed January lineup. January is looking to be a pretty stacked month of game releases, and while the Walking Dead the final season isn't going to be up everybody's alley, especially if you haven't been following Telltale's Walking Dead since its inception, but for people like me that have been following all of Walking Dead and have been really captivated by the story and really absorbed into it, it would have been absolutely unfortunate if the Walking Dead didn't see a legitimate conclusion. I mean, this is a game that shaped a lot of games and is one of the most iconic game releases. Maybe some of the following seasons after season 1 didn't live up to a commercial standpoint, but I was always enamored by the story, and I always wanted to see the conclusion of Clementine's story. Thank God for Skybound Games, because we are going to get that legitimate conclusion. Episode 3 arrives January 15th, and do note that the final season is only 4 episodes opposed to your regular 5, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but I believe that was the case from the get-go. It's not like it was altered or anything like that. Just know that episode 3 is coming in January, and I imagine episode 4 will be coming sometime a little bit later on, but good to see work on The Walking Dead the final season resume. Moving on from that, if you guys have been following this channel for a lengthy period of time, you've probably heard me rave about the Finnish studio known as Housemarque. They've put out some tremendous PlayStation downloadable titles, including Super Stardust HD. Resogun was considered by many to be the best PlayStation 4 launch title, even with games like Killzone being at launch. Resogun was the game to me that really stood out at launch, and of course they put out Dead Nation. They've just put out so many great downloadable titles. Matterfall is another great game. However, they've moved away from their arcade style experiences, and they worked on Stormdivers, which is, yes, a battle royale game, which really turned me off initially. But it is Housemarque, so I still had some level of interest in it because I just respect them so much as a studio. And we did get a brand new trailer for the game, the Stormdivers Ascend trailer, and I will say it does look to be a pretty interesting game. It's definitely your typical battle royale fare from a premise standpoint, but it does have some unique mechanics to it. I dig the presentation, and considering, again, it is Housemarque, I still have a modicum of interest in the game. I would check out the trailer for yourself if you're like me and you're a big fan of what Housemarque does and you were kind of turned off by this. Also, at the same time, the trailer did announce a beta sign-up, so if you want to get into that, we'll leave a link in the description box down below where you can sign up for the beta. You can check that out at housemarque.com/kindafunny. I'm still not completely sold on the game, but let's hope Housemarque can deliver something very interesting in the battle royale genre, especially because it's getting super flooded at this point with Fortnite, PUBG coming to the PlayStation 4, Call of Duty Blackout. There's just a lot of battle royale options, and even with Housemarque being as talented as they are, breaking into that market is going to be relatively difficult. But we'll see how that story plays out. And lastly, I do want to give a shout to a fantastic deal available for Marvel's Spider-Man over at Best Buy. It is $20 off, down to $39.99. It's been down to this price before, however, $40 for Marvel's Spider-Man is still great. And the thing about Best Buy, of course, is if you still have your GCU subscription, you will save 20% and you'll end up getting Spider-Man for just $31.99. And that is without a doubt the best deal I've seen on Marvel Spider-Man. It is a great game. I've said that I personally think it's a better game than God of War. And yes, God of War just did win the award for Game of the Year. I personally don't agree with that. I thought God of War was tremendous, but I did think Marvel Spider-Man was better, and I did think Red Dead Redemption 2 was better. God of War is an easy number 3 though, and I know that'll incite a little bit of debate, but hey, if you haven't checked out Marvel Spider-Man, $20 off for that game, getting it at $39.99, $32 with GCU. That's an awesome deal for an awesome open world game. Insomniac did a terrific job, and while I won't say it's absolutely perfect, chances are this game is going to be seeing a follow-up, and Insomniac has set a tremendous foundation for themselves to build upon, and you should definitely see where it all starts with this game. And of course, there is some DLC content released, and that is relatively good as well, kind of pricey, but worth checking that out too if you end up enjoying the main game, which I presume that you will. So that's going to conclude this video. Again, we know that the Yakuza Studios' next game in Judgment will be coming to the West, and it'll be arriving in summer 2019 with English dub. That is super exciting. If you're excited for Kingdom Hearts 3, check out the link in the description box down below, and you can check out the opening movie trailer. The Walking Dead the final season will finally be resuming in January 15th to be exact. That's when episode 3 will be dropping. Beta signups for Housemarque's next game in Stormdivers is live right now, so sign up for that. And you can check out Marvel Spider-Man for $40 at Best Buy, $31.99 with your GCU subscription. Fantastic deal on that. That's gonna wrap up this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.